Hey guys, welcome to Crypto Mining Insider. I hope you're having a great weekend. It's 4th of July weekend here in the US, so we have an extended weekend and there's a lot going on this week. We've had the difficulty bomb being diffused, so that's definitely increased our profitability and our hash rate on mining, making mining a lot more profitable. But I have huge news I want to share with you. Last week I mined my first solo Ethereum block and I did a video on it. I'll put a link down below if you want to check it out. But I mined that block with a luck of 24, which is about 4 times faster than normal. Normally your luck would be 100%, so if you're doing it 50%, you're doing it twice as fast. 25%, you're 4 times. I got lucky and did it at 24, but it didn't end there. I kept a lot of my rigs going on it and I put some hash power to it, and I did it again this week. That's right, this week I mined my second Ethereum block, all within a 1 week time. First was done on June 22nd, and the second one was done on June 29th. I seen it at about 1:30 in the morning. But what's amazing is I did this at an 11% luck. So it's almost 10 times faster than statistically likely to happen. So I am totally blown away by this. I am having the best mining week ever. I've mined over 4 Ethereum, and that's just on some of my rigs. I have some of my other rigs still doing some pool mining, and I've actually even switched them to mining other coins like Ethereum Classic. Now, if I thought I was lucky mining Ethereum, wow, was I lucky on Ethereum Classic. Now, please keep in mind, solo mining has a lot of risk to it, so there's no guarantee you're going to get any reward whatsoever. You could be mining on for months or even years before you possibly see a reward. So keep that in mind. However, there's statistical probabilities that give some guidance as to what you are likely to, but there's no guarantee. But I got super lucky, and I'm having an average luck of about 17% between these 2 blocks. So I've had a huge windfall this week. Even at current market prices of Ethereum, I've made over $4,500 alone just on the Ethereum part, plus some more on Ethereum Classic. I'm going to walk you through step by step how I set up my miners, tuned it up even right from a batch file. So if you haven't already subscribed, don't forget to press down on that subscribe button. Stick with me and let's get started. This has been an extremely busy week for me with my day job, so I was dead tired most of this whole week. But I went to sleep on Wednesday night, and when I went to sleep, I have a notification set up in case I hit a block or something, I get notified. Normally I would sleep through it and it wouldn't wake me up, but what really surprised me was as I heard, that blip 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 noise, and then wow, I looked at my phone in case it was a work-related email, and I seen this email from 2 miners, and it said, "Yoo-hoo, your miner has just found a block." And it was mining on solo Ethereum. So this is incredible. Within a week of finding my first block, I mined my second block. And it's showing in the email that my personal luck was 12%. I was totally shocked. Just imagine waking up and seeing that you won an Ethereum block. Nevertheless, for me, this is my second block a week from finding the first. I was just totally blown away by this. So I quickly got up. When I rushed over to my computer, I had block number 2 was found there. You could see the blocks found within the last 24 hours and the second block here. And at the time, I actually took a screenshot. It's showing me that at 1:23 a.m., that's Eastern Time, US, on June 29th, I hit my second block. At the time, it was not very far after that, so it's still showing the block was immature. This is a screenshot of it, but it's amazing because, look, my personal luck was 11%. The email said 12. I guess this says 11. I'm happy. That is incredible. That's almost 10 times faster than it would typically take statistically. It could take a lot longer than that, so there's definitely a lot of risk, so always be careful. But I was just totally... I can't even express how I felt. I was so excited. I actually went and woke my wife up. She couldn't believe me. She's like, "What, honey? What is it?" I said, please, this is really, really important. And even her, just when she seen it on the screen, she was just like, "Oh my God, we got to make a video about this." So I've been so overwhelmed with my day job because that's my bread and butter. That's really my first priority. But I had to make this video to share it with you. So within the same week, just hitting 2 blocks, it's my best mining week ever. And plus I've been doing some other coin mining too. Let me show you. The majority of my mining has been very Ethereum focused. primarily on Ethereum pools, and Ethereum mining has not been very profitable for the most part until this week. And finally, thank goodness, the Ethereum difficulty bomb was disabled. Ironically though too, I actually caught that second Ethereum block when it was at a peak. It was still like 14.5p. So it was still very, very high. So this is looking at the Ethereum difficulty over a week. I see it was just generally running at about 14.3 to 14.7. But then now it's knocked down to 11.7. So for us as miners, that means we're actually able to mine more Ethereum more often, thus gaining higher profits. So I know a lot of us, our profitability is starting to come back to at least a decent level. A lot of people I know are still struggling though too with the electric cost of things, because it's marginal sometimes making a profit, especially if coin prices we're seeing, there's a lot of volatility, they're dropping frequently. So I've actually made a separate video on electricity and how I was able to increase my mining profits by mitigating when I'm going to be mining. So I've actually made a separate video on that. You probably want to check it out if you're running into some challenges with electricity. There's a lot of good suggestions I put in there and a lot of great feedback from our viewers. They even gave me some suggestions that I'm going to be looking at ways I can kind of schedule some of my mining to increase some of my rewards. Let's get focused back on our video. So during the week too, I was actually in the middle of a new mining rig build. So with this new rig build, I wanted to build a new rig that was going to be using some of the hardware and resources I already had, but I wanted to make something that was very powerful yet efficient. And I also didn't want anything that was too heat intensive. I didn't want any stuff with GDDR6, so I didn't want anything like 3070 Ti and higher. They just run too hot and they just generally consume a lot of power. So I started creating this new rig, and this new rig is based on 3070 Founders Edition cards. I put this in this new AAA wave frame the AAA wave people sent me, so thank you very much, AAA. And this is a gorgeous rig. I love it. Oh yeah, this is the best part too. Check this out. But even when it's running, you'll see it actually gets like this. But I'm going to be doing a whole nother video on this build altogether. But I start saying to myself, well, what could I mine that would be interesting? I know I've done a lot of mining on Ethereum, whether it be on pool mining or even solo mining. So I made a new target of going after Ethereum Classic, which has been a blast for me because the difficulty is a lot lower on Ethereum Classic. You can find coins a lot more often than you would mining Ethereum. And ironically too, with my new rig, I've had an incredible experience. So within a few hours of just starting this new rig up, I hit my first block. This first block that I hit mining Ethereum Classic with this new rig has been 2%. Wow, that's 50 times faster than it would typically happen. So this is not a normal situation. Again, this is 50 times faster than statistically likely to happen. I guess maybe I should call this new rig, I don't know, maybe I should call it Lucky. Maybe this is my CMI Lucky rig. But I'm going to be covering this rig build in another video. But I've been having a blast really mining Ethereum Classic, and I've mined already 3 blocks on it. I started mining on June 27th, and within a short period of time, I've already mined 3 blocks. Granted, it's not this big pie in the sky rewards like you would see from mining Ethereum, but still it's showing me it's about $36.88 right now would be the reward for a block. So every couple of days it seems like I'm mining one, and I've been actually alternating. I've been primarily using this new Lucky rig, and sometimes I'll throw a little bit more hash on it. It's kind of what I feel like in the moment, but just every couple of days I'm at least getting a couple of Ethereum Classics. And I'm doing this because it at least kind of gives me a safeguard to kind of cover my electricity bill while I'm trying to play the risky of doing some solo mining at the same time. I'm just totally really happy with this, and this has just been a lot of fun. And for I know a lot of people would love to have the experience of doing some solo mining, but there's definitely a big risk to it. You may just mine all week or all month or even longer and not make anything. But I think Ethereum Classic may be a good alternative if you don't have a lot of hash rate to use. And it's a blast because, you're getting some rewards. You are solo mining it. I'm just having a lot of fun doing it. I'm not just waiting in these long periods of times. It's much more frequent rewards and payouts. So let me show you how I do it. Before I go into how I'm doing my solo mining using the 2 miner pools, I want to point out that there's definitely risk associated with it. So nothing I'm showing you today is financial advice, and I don't recommend anybody do solo mining. However, if you do choose to do it, just be aware. I just want to emphasize that there's risks on the rewards. So if I click on 2 miners, if I look at the block rewards for the Ethereum miners, some people, the last person hit with a luck of 27%, which is great. That's almost 4 times faster than statistically likely. However, the previous person hit with a 385% luck. That means it took them 4 times longer than statistically likely. So they've actually lost a lot of money doing that. So just be aware that you're taking on risk if you're solo mining. The rewards may be there and they may be great. You may hit like a lucky week like I did. However, you could end up being unlucky and not getting any rewards. So just be aware and be prepared for that. Don't risk more than you're prepared to lose with it. It's very, very similar to gambling. Many people would consider solo mining gambling, especially if you don't have a high hash rate. 2CryptoCalc has a couple of online profitability calculators that can even do estimates, I guess, based on statistics if you wanted to do solo mining. So I can come in, you can enter in your hash rate. So I'm just going to put 500 mega hash and I click, can I mine solo? And then it'll say Ethereum Classic Solo Mining Calculator. And it tells me what is my probability of finding a block after an hour, a day, or even a week. So keep in mind too though that the block reward is not always associated one-to-one. Like if I mine 1 block, it's not mean it's 1 ETC. So the block reward right now for Ethereum Classic, looking on 2 miners, it's about 2.5216. So about $37.23 at the time of recording, which is on July 2nd of 2022. By using this calculator, you can enter in your hash rate and just get an idea of what's the statistical likelihood of you hitting a block. And they have it available for Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, amongst others. And I'll be putting a link down below. So if you want to take a try at doing some solo mining, you definitely want to check out what the probability and statistical likeliness of you hitting a block is. For solo mining Ethereum as well as Ethereum Classic, I've used the 2 miners pools. I'll be putting links down below in case you want to go check them out or do more research on them. By using these pools, it's pretty straightforward and simple, as well as they usually even have a how to do it or where to start. So if I'm looking at Ethereum, there's a how to start button. If I click on the how to start button, it gives me the Stratum server. So if I'm in Europe, USA, or Asia, as well as there's specific Stratum servers for Nicehash. Now, if you're not familiar with what a Stratum server is, let's just go back to the beginning. A Stratum is really a pooling protocol and enables your computer to talk to a mining pool to get the necessary commands. And it'll be different based on which pool you're on. Maybe if it's Ethermine, it would be one. If it's Flex Pool, it would be a different one. So just knowing the name of the Stratum, that's really the server that your miner is going to connect to get the necessary commands to do mining. Typically when you do mining on a pool, you'll just be mining and participating in a pool. So what the pool does as a whole, you get a slice of depending upon your contribution. It also depends on your payout, like PPLNS, etc. So last known share. But when you're doing solo mining, if you win that block, you get that block minus their fees. So when we talk a little bit about some of the fees, if I'm just going back here, there is different payout fees for it. And it lists it if you research on their sites for 2 miners. What the payout fee, the pool fee is like 1.5%. It's showing for Ethereum, and then for Ethereum Classic, the pool fee is also 1.5% is what you're paying on the pool. So that's how much you're going to give up. So if you win that block, that whatever's in that block, you're going to get, I guess, 98.5% of it. But with that said too, it's really, really easy to do it from your miner. In HiveOS, you would do solo mining just the same way you would be doing if you were just doing pool mining. The difference is you'd be changing what the configured pool would be. So I'm currently looking at one of my flight sheets in Hive that is set up to use Flex Pool. But let's just say if I chose to use 2 miners solo, I could use 2 miners and be part of a pool, or 2 miners solo. With 2 miners solo, you come in here, you're going to decide if you want SSL URLs, but then you just pick in the location and the difficulty. Now the high diff ones, is my understanding, is what you would use if you were Nicehash. So like I'm solo US, so I would be probably solo US, solo-eth.2miners.com 6161. And that would be my pool that would normally apply for it. And then I would just flip over to be mining on solo Ethereum. So in the event I found the block is mine minus that fee. And for Ethereum Classic, it's the same way. You would come to a flight sheet that would be based on your Ethereum Classic pool mining, except you would be choosing the solo pool instead. If you're a Windows user and you want to be doing your mining from your Windows computer, you'll probably be using a Windows batch file. And within this batch file, you'll be specifying the commands to start up the miner, point to a certain mining pool, otherwise known as a Stratum, as well as setting up your wallet. If you're not familiar with this, or if this seems intimidating, don't worry, because I've actually created a separate video quite a while ago, probably end of last year, of how to mine Ethereum in Windows. And in that video, I kind of walk you through step by step downloading a miner, setting up a miner, and configuring it to use your wallet. But in this case, in that video, I used Ethermine, but rather than using Ethermine as the mining pool, you'll be pointing to one of those two miner pools, whether it's Ethereum Classic or Ethereum. But the key thing to keep in mind is that you're going to be pointing the Stratum to the solo pool. So in my case, I'm using the two miner solo Ethereum for this sample batch file. And I would get that right from within. If I'm looking on two miners, let me just go to the site, how to start. So I'm looking for Ethereum pool mining, USA. I would just be picking this Stratum server up right from their website. Again, I'll be putting links down below for two miners. And I would just be copying and pasting this directly into my batch file. And once that's set, I will be putting the necessary wallet. Make sure too that you do not confuse coins like Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. One's ETH, one's ETC. They are not the same. So you don't want to try mining Ethereum to an Ethereum Classic wallet, and you don't want to try mining Ethereum Classic to an Ethereum wallet. Also, a good practice I found is before you're doing some of the solo mining, you don't want to find out that there's a problem with your wallet after you've already gotten this win or a big reward and you can't claim it. So a lot of times too is I'll go for two miners. When I set up my wallet, I just set up to do regular pool mining. So rather than doing solo mining initially, I just did regular pool mining so I could see a little bit of revenue after a couple hours was coming right into my wallet. And then at least I'd be able to transfer that back out. And that was really important to me. So whether you're doing Ethereum or Ethereum Classic, definitely do a test of regular pool mining to make sure everything's set up with your wallet. You don't want to mine into something that turns out it's not your right wallet and you lose the reward. If you watched this far, that's great and thank you. Please drop a comment down below and add hashtag solo mining to it so I know you've come this far and I appreciate it. But I plan to keep pushing my luck. I currently have my 2 blocks. It's hard to believe, 2 blocks in a 1 week interval. So this has just been the most epic week for me on GPU mining. All my hash rate right now, I'm not running any ASICs. It's all on GPUs. But I found 2 blocks this week and I just say, wow, this is like a $4,500 a week, give or take. I mean, prices fluctuate. But I say, imagine if this was back last year when Ethereum was at its high, like $4,800. This would be almost like almost $20,000 a week. I couldn't imagine that. I hope we get back to that point, and I hope it's soon. I am really grateful at least the Ethereum difficulty bomb was disabled, so a lot of us can be more profitable again. So that's definitely a good sign of things to come. Just hope we get a little bit less volatility and a little bit more of a price boost to it in the meantime. And I plan to keep mining on this rig. I'm currently at 10% on my Ethereum rig, and 31% is my personal luck so far. So hopefully I strike another block soon on one of the other ones. That would be great. Imagine hitting that 3rd Ethereum block or even hitting that 4th on the Ethereum Classic. This has just been such a lucky week for me, and it's just been really a windfall, and it makes me very, very optimistic and excited. You could probably hear the difference in my voice, but this is my journey. I just wanted to share this with you. And if you're doing any solo mining or you have any feedback too that you could share with me, if you have experience on this, please definitely drop a comment down below. Oh, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up like if you've enjoyed this video. And before you go anywhere, make sure you press down on that subscribe button. Till next time, stay safe, have a happy and healthy 4th of July. See you in the next video. Happy mining.